Are batteries included with my graphics card? No? Well, I don't think I'm buying it anymore. Hello guys and welcome back to the Tech Shack. Today we're going to be taking a look at the current state of the PC secondhand market. Now I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while now, especially since COVID and all started and crypto mining became more profitable, and now graphics card prices and general PC part prices have shot up to the sky. I did want to make a video on this for a while now, but I just never came around to doing it, so why not do it today? Seems like a good time. Why not? Let's get right into it. So the first thing I decided to do, which was probably the most logical thing of me to do, was just search up gaming PC and see what we'll get. Keep in mind, people right now will be trying to profit off of the current state of the market, right? That's not something bad. That's just people being smart in a way, right? They're trying to profit off the current state of a market. Of course, they'll be doing that. It's not like anybody cares about someone's feelings about, you know, oh, these prices shouldn't be this high. No, they're going to take advantage of what they have, of course. So keep that in mind when if you're trying to buy a PC, or if you're just watching this video and you see ridiculously high prices maybe, or some alright prices, just keep that at the back of your head when you're viewing this. Of course, I do hope the market does plummet back down to its regular prices, but all I'm saying is don't think everyone's bad just trying to rip you off online. Everyone's trying to make some sort of side hustle, so again, just keep that in mind. Alright, so what I did was the most logical thing, I think, is I just searched up gaming PC on adverts and I just came across this one right here. It seems to be an alright PC from, okay, you can't really base anything from what you see, but overall it seems decently presented, and you know, it seems like it was built by someone who knows what they were doing. So it says gaming PC, pretty simple. Doesn't say what maybe CPU or graphics card it has, just gaming PC for €430. So for €430, you don't really know what to expect generally. It's, well, now anyway, you're just expecting kind of way low end parts, right? You're not expecting anything high end or even medium end parts. But see, the point is right now, you kind of want to see how low they go. So you don't want the lowest to the lows, but you can get some decent for €430. So let's check the pictures. It's pretty nice presented, right? The blue with the blue and black. It works pretty well. Looks pretty nice. The mesh front panel, the case, I will say, it looks like one of these cases that you can find on Amazon for a pretty cheap price. The blue fans, of course, nice for the eyes. It catches the buyer's attention and it works pretty well. Caught my eye and that's why I clicked on it. So pretty good marketing strategy. The power supply, I can already tell it's not something very, I can't really tell what kind of power supply it is, and that seems to be a bit of a problem. Let's go on to the next picture. Again, more for the aesthetics, they're just kind of presenting the PC, and it looks alright. Yeah, again, just aesthetic pictures, and office, product activated, whatever. I would never base it off these things. If this is something that's just trying to sway you with, they're trying to get you to buy it, using this, of course, it's a nice thing to have on top of the PC, but never base your PC purchases off of this. It's not a good idea. Keep in mind, a lot of the times these things could be pirated, but this one seems fairly legit. Again, you can't really see much in the PC in any of these pictures. You can barely see the cooler here. It's an Intel stock cooler, so most likely it's definitely an Intel CPU in there. Probably a lower end one, because most people wouldn't keep a stock cooler on a high-end chip. And of course, for €430 right now at this point in time, with the shortage in a lot of GPUs and the way PC parts have climbed sky high, you'll definitely be getting lower end CPUs. So let's check what the specs are. Or actually, look, let's check the description. Gaming PC comes boxed, perfect gift, great for people who are new to PC gaming or on a budget. Runs games perfectly such as Fortnite, GTA 5, CSGO, Rocket League, or Red Dead Redemption 2. Fresh install of Windows 10 Pro with all drivers updated. Upgrades available. So from this description, I can already tell this is someone who kind of knows what they're doing. I'm pretty sure this person has done this before, and that's a good thing. In a way, it's like, you know, you're getting taken care of by someone who knows what they're doing in a way. But at the same time, people selling PCs online, they want the money, right? They want that profit. And of course, don't expect someone's going to build you a PC and there's no profit margin. Of course, there is some profit margin here, right? So again, that's not a bad thing. People can have their side hustle. That's perfectly fine. Just don't expect that you're getting the greatest deal. If you want to make the best, if you want to get the greatest deal, Maybe not right now, it's not the easiest to find good deals right now, but you want to buy your PC parts part for part and then build it yourself. When you get someone to build it for you, there's going to be that extra bit of money on top. And yeah. So an i5-3470 3.2 gigahertz quad-core CPU. From what I know, this is a 4-threaded CPU, so not bad, but you kind of want 8 threads nowadays in 2021. It's definitely it's better to have those extra threads just in general, but 4 cores and 4 threads is still perfectly fine in basically any applications, any games. Again, in Red Dead Redemption 2 seems to be like the most... It's either way, it's a more graphically intensive game. But it seems fine. It'll still run it, but not at the greatest frame rates, mind you. Graphics card, RX 560, 4GB of RAM. Sorry, 4GB of VRAM. It's fine. The RX 560 is not a bad card. It's not a great card though, so keep that in mind. For 430 euro, I'll put the equivalent. I probably have already put the equivalent up. RX 560, I wouldn't be buying a PC with an RX 560 for 430 euro. A few months ago. A few months back, this would have been way overpriced. But right now, not the worst, actually. It's not the worst. An RX 560 right now is overpriced, just as a whole. So, you know, putting it in this build, it's fine. All graphics cards are overpriced right now. So, RAM, 8GB of DDR3. You want more in 2021. 8GB of RAM is still fine, but the sweet spot is 16 gigs for gaming in general. Now, with these games that are mentioned here, again, the biggest problem would be Red Dead 2. For 8GB of RAM, I'm sure it would run, but still not as great. I'm sure there'd be stutters, there'd be, you know, these little bit of inconsistencies in frame rates. And you don't want that, so 16GB of RAM would definitely be a help. But from what I can tell, it's 1 stick, most likely, because they haven't really mentioned anything about it being 2 sticks. So I think it's 1 stick of DDR3, 8GB of RAM. DDR3 is perfectly fine. No need to stay away from it. It's perfectly fine. Still usable in 2021. A lot of people think that when they see DDR3, instantly it's worse than DDR4. It's not necessarily like that. Again, DDR4 does have its boost in speed, so definitely it is better. But again, DDR3 isn't bad by any means, so you're perfectly fine. He doesn't mention the speed, but I'm guessing it's something reasonable. Hopefully, anyway. So, see, these are the little problems I see online when it's kind of vague, you know, 8GB of DDR3, we don't know what it is, right? If I were to put, I've listed PCs online before, and, you know, I'm always telling them what my CPU is, right? I'll list the clock speed, and then I'll list maybe an overclock. Maybe I've overclocked it, I'll tell them. Same with the graphics card. You'll say if it's running an overclock, and the RAM, for example. Here, I would say if it's in single channel, quad channel, dual channel, it's very helpful for the buyer, but maybe the seller just didn't think about it, and you know, you can cut some slack there. SSD 120 gigs, not bad. I'm guessing this is the bootable drive. It's perfectly fine. 120 gig SSD. You're not going to be storing any games there. It's most likely just going to be the or maybe you will, 1 or 2 smaller games, mind you, in here, and that's it, right? That's perfectly fine. HDD, yeah, hard drive 500 gigs, perfectly fine. Again, not too many games, you're not going to be storing too much, but it'll be fine. Games in a couple of applications, that won't be too bad. Now here is where I see the problem lie, and this is what I pinpointed in the picture. Power supply, 500 watt, 80 plus AeroCool. Now AeroCool, I've seen these on Amazon, and they go relatively cheap. These are not necessarily the power supplies you want to be going for. They go, again, pretty cheap. 80 plus certified, that is not a reason you want to be sticking to a power supply. That is not like, it doesn't prove anything. It doesn't tell you that it's a good power supply. 80 plus certification is just about efficiency, not about reliability, okay? So definitely be aware of these power supplies. Again, it'll last you a bit. I've seen positive reviews, but at the same time, I've also seen negative reviews. 500 watts for this PC build so far, perfectly fine. If anything, it's overboard. It's a lot more than you genuinely need for this build. But yeah, and Windows 10 Pro, standard, you know, Windows. You want to have Windows in it. So overall, this build definitely it's not bad. For the price, it's not terrible. You can still find better ones out there, but this is definitely not the worst of the bunch that you can find right now. This was actually quite reasonable, to be honest. It's not the worst, again, not the best, but still perfectly fine in this time right now. So with all the prices of PC parts kind of skyrocketing, this is a fair price, I would say. Still a bit overpriced, but again, these sellers just trying to get that extra buck because of, you know, they want more profit. Why not? Like, why not profit off of something you want to do? Build PCs, sell them. You gonna get profit. Why not, right? Alright, since the last one was quite reasonable, I wanted to switch over to something a bit more pricey and see how they work right now, right? So here we have high-end gaming PC, right? So it's not an alright gaming PC, it's not a mid-range one, it's a high-end one, or at least according to the seller. Let's check the pictures. It's the first thing you can base your thoughts on, right? They've got a RGB strip there. Pretty well presented, I'd say. Well, actually, it's not the best presented. It's not presented the best. The surroundings aren't that great, but overall, the PC doesn't look too bad. Cable management's alright. At this price, you kind of want, I guess, better. You know, normally with a PC at €1,200, you'll be getting custom cable mods, you know, in a PC for 1.2 grand. You kind of want a bit better than this, but again, with this skyrocketing prices, it's nothing to complain about right now. You know, overall, not the ugliest looking PC. The case is, again, I think it's one of these cheap cases you can find on Amazon. So clearly the seller, they're trying to make the extra buck by saving money, right? So they want to spend less, make more, which is a smart thing to do, but overall, I cannot see the power supply. Graphics card is just a gigabyte card. Is that an 8-pin PCIe connector? Seems to be. Those are 2 sticks of RAM, I'm guessing about 16 gigs. Seems to be Corsair Vengeance memory, just the cheapest stuff you can find right now, which is not bad. It's still pretty good, of course. And an AMD cooler. I'm sure it's a Ryzen CPU, and for 1.2 grand, I'm sure it's a Ryzen 5 at a minimum. Preferably would be a Ryzen 7, because at this price, I don't know, 2nd or 3rd gen Ryzen 7 should be in this build, but who knows, right? So 3 fans, 2 intakes, 1 exhaust, that's perfectly fine. It's the normal intake and exhaust setup for a PC. I don't see any SSDs, but there might be one under, and the power supply cannot be seen in the picture. Oh yeah, monitor. I'm guessing that's probably at an extra cost. Yeah, it says here. Gaming monitor available for extra cost. So yeah, it's more expensive. So the case is a Sharkoon RGB Flow black mid tower case. I've never heard of Sharkoon before, but you know, I don't know. Could be alright. Could be trash. But doesn't really matter too much with the case. I will say though, he's not really showing the front. I can't tell if there's any good airflow going on. It could be one of these flat plastic panels in the front. From what I can see down there, it seems to be a little air hole, and it doesn't seem to be filtered. But again, that's just from what I can see from here, and it's not really the best pictures. This is one problem with sellers. They're not taking really good pictures. They're just from far away just to present the RGB, and I don't like that. It's kind of, I don't know, it seems a bit shady for some reason, you know. But it seems a bit dodgy, I'm not gonna lie. Well, not necessarily this seller, but just in general, because he got a bit closer, and which is fine. These are alright picks here, so that's alright. CPU, Ryzen 5 3600. It's a great CPU. It's the Ryzen 5 3600. 3600X would have probably been preferred in a 1.2 grand PC, but the 3600, it's fine. I'd say, again, it's still a bit overpriced, a PC with a 3600, but overall, you can't complain too much. The GPU is a Gigabyte GeForce RTX 2060 OC. This bothers me, right? €1,200 and you're getting an RTX 2060. This is not a €500 card. Maybe it is right now, but this shouldn't be at this price. I don't know. Okay, listen. This whole build, let's see what else there is. ASRock B450 Steel Legend, decent motherboard, Corsair Vengeance, LPX 16 gigs, yeah, 3600 megahertz, perfectly fine. Actually, the optimum speed you want with a Ryzen CPU. AeroCool integrator, whoa. AeroCool integrator 600 watt 80 plus bronze, and no wonder he's hiding it under, or he or she, I don't know, it could be, I don't know. No wonder they're hiding it under they're not showing the power supply. Come on, this isn't like, you can't keep an AeroCool integrator. Again, it's one of these cheaper power supplies. The other build had one of these too, but that was way lower end build. That was like, the parts weren't as power consuming as these are. These aren't the most power consuming either, but they weren't like this. Already I've pinpointed 2 things. It's the graphics card and the power supply. These are no-nos. The graphics card still, I guess it's almost acceptable. If they dropped €200 off of this build, the graphics card would have been acceptable, but the power supply, you got no excuse. For a build this expensive, it shouldn't, no way. I would not take it this way. Sabrent 256GB Rocket NVMe PCIe M.2 drive. Yeah, perfectly fine. And a Seagate Barracuda 1TB hard drive. I've got one of these, perfectly fine. And I have a second SSD, just basic setup. But Sabrent Rocket, yeah, perfectly fine. These are good SSDs, good M.2 drives. Perfectly fine overall. But still, I don't know, it's the Aerocool. Oh, that really annoys me. And again, the RTX 2060, not an expensive card. This is a glorified 1070 Ti, and I know they're going very expensive right now, but it still bugs me that I'm seeing a build with an RTX 2060 for 1,200. If it was a 1,000 euro build, I think it would have been okay, right? It would have been fine, it would have been acceptable, passable. But 1.2 grand is a bit much for this. I think it's too much. It's nothing absolutely ridiculous. I've seen ridiculous builds on adverts. This isn't ridiculous, but it's still too much. I would not buy this. A bit much. Maybe 1,100. At least 100 euro needs to be dropped from this build. It's too much. Even for times like this, when PC prices are way too high, this is still too high, in my opinion. I wouldn't buy this if I was looking for a PC at this time and I really needed one. I wouldn't buy this one. I'd steer clear of this, unless, again, on adverts you can talk about getting it for a cheaper price. So let's see what he's talking. 1,050 offered. Thanks for the offer, but 900 is way. Oh, hold up. Yeah, this starts from the top and goes to the bottom. So thanks for the offer, but 900 is way too low. And he didn't. Private message still available. Okay. So he didn't sell it, but yeah, this would be a fair price. This would be a fair price at the moment. So yeah, I think he's willing to drop down a bit of money. So yeah, if you can bargain a bit and get it to a lower price, this would be perfectly fine. So about 1k, no problem there. I see, again, still a bit overpriced. Just for a couple of months back, you wouldn't be buying this price, no way. But for 1 grand, I think that would be acceptable in this time. So yeah, that's my opinion on this build. Alright, so overall, we haven't seen anything too disgraceful yet, which, I don't know, kind of bugs me content-wise, but let's search up graphics cards, because I know this is where it's going to bug me. Graphics cards are going to be way over the top, and yeah, let's just see what there is right now on the market. Alright, so, as I expected, we found something, and this one is, I can't even say ridiculous. This is off the charts stupid. This is weird. You should not be finding an RX 580 for 600 euro. 600 euro. I'll put the conversions on screen, but wow, that is expensive. I don't know what the seller's thinking. This is, wow. Like, they're saying it's brand new, but when someone's selling at this price, you can't even take that. Like, you can't take their word for that. Like, look at this. I mean, yeah, an RX 580, great card for the price it used to be. It used to be, but look at this. A 580. I bought a 1070 for 200 euro. That's 3 times less. For a card that's way more powerful, mind you. Alright, so let's see. Any description? No, just RX 580, condition new. Shipping to be arranged, payment to be arranged from sellers around the web. Okay, so yeah, this is too much. Just if you what is he thinking? I don't know, or she, or whoever it is, what are they thinking selling a 580 online for 600 euro? This is mad expensive. Nothing should be going for this price as a 580. It should never be going this expensive. This is stupid expensive. Alright, so 600 euro? You guys already know, like, I don't even need to explain this to you guys, like, 100% recommended, great deal, that's awesome. I 100% recommend you guys get it. Alright, so let's move on to something else. Yeah, so we found yet another great priced card. 680 euro for a RX 5500 XT, 8GB. Whoa, very good deal. I don't know what the guy's thinking. What does he think? Do they think this is going to sell? No one's desperate like this. I don't think anyone's like, oh man, I need a graphics card right now, I'm willing to pay. It's just like, no, this is just a big no-no. I don't see how these are selling. Let's see what the 680, you're having a laugh. Ridiculous markup you have there for a 200 euro card. Good luck trying to sell. Yeah, exactly. And then he responds to him saying eBay. Yeah, so this is like Scalper 101. This is exactly what he wants. He's literally saying he's gonna sell it on eBay, and he's just trying to profit off of people who... See, these are the kind of bad people, I would say. See, there's people who try to profit off of a market that's kind of gone up too high, right? And then there's scalpers, just ruthless, ready to sell you anything for like 3 times the price it's meant to go for. So this is dumb, right? If you haven't noticed, I was joking about anything being a good price. Maybe if you're new to PCs, you might have not noticed, but that was a joke, just saying. Do not fall for any of this. And most of you guys, if you're watching this, probably watching for entertainment, you already know this. But if there's someone new to PCs and, you know, might be watching this somehow, this is a bad deal. I can't believe I even have to say that. So, how is this online? I actually do not understand. But anyway, we should probably move on to something else. Maybe we find something else, and let's just go on to one more thing and probably end the video there. Right, so we've officially struck content gold. 3 in a row. How? And they're AMD cards. RX 590 Fatboy 8GB overclock. No, still €650. Way too much. This is way too much. Wow. And they're not even like real pictures. I mean, he's saying, I'm guessing it's new, but still, like stock pictures. It's always something that would get me away from someone selling online. If they're showing me these kind of pictures that you'd find off of Amazon, just like rip them off of Amazon and stick them up on your ad. Nah, I'd stay away from things like this either way. But then you see the price and then it's a laugh. But what concerns me more is I found this. If you decide to accept my offer, I can collect it today. Thanks. Nah, you're joking. I hope this is a troll. Guy didn't even respond, so it's kind of funny. I don't see no offer, but still. The guy didn't respond. And hopefully that was a joke. And I'm pretty sure that was a joke, because I don't think anyone... And why would you get a 590 for this price, especially? Like, if you're desperate somehow and you really need to get an overpriced card, and I don't know, you just have to. Why would it be a 590 at this price? Why would you do this? I don't know how in his brain he's thinking that this will sell, because it won't. It just won't. I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe it will. Maybe it will sell. Hopefully it doesn't. I pray that this won't sell. I really do not want this one to sell. He's giving you all the details. Item weight, 907 grams, you know. Are batteries included with my graphics card? No? Well, I don't think I'm buying it anymore. It's got GDDR5 memory. Whoa, €650. It's worth it. Yeah, guys. Okay, I 100% recommend it. Go on, buy it. What's his name? Yeah, there we go. Buy it, guys. Probably gonna blur that out anyway. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Still, it's too much. Way too much. And I'm pretty sure I didn't have to tell you guys that. Yous already know. So, I think I'm gonna park the video there. I don't know how long it is. I've been waffling for a good amount of time. Maybe you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't. Please let me know, and maybe leave some constructive criticism down in the comments. See where I can improve. This is all for entertainment purposes, of course, and a bit of educational purposes. So if you want to learn something, you're not going to be learning way too much, but it's kind of just me giving my opinion on PC hardware I can see online. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I kind of want to do some more of these kind of videos. I like them. I don't know. I like kind of rambling about what I see online, like these tech videos. I don't know. If you do want to see more, let me know down in the comments. If you do have specific builds that you see online that are way too overpriced, make sure to send them to me. Actually, you have no way of sending it to me, actually, because I have no Instagram or, well, nothing for the channel anyway. So yeah, if you guys really did like this video and you think I'm worthy of your like, please do so. No one's stopping you. And maybe consider subscribing. It'll really help out the channel a lot. These videos do take time and effort to make. And I hope you guys liked it. And if you did, like I said, please leave a like and maybe subscribe. But on that note, I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope to see you next time.